Holly's shirt. My friend Holly made this shirt. It says "Move with Love." So if you don't already follow her, you should. She has Instagram, and she teaches online yoga classes, and you know, she's in New York City. She's an artist. She's amazing. Move with Love. Move with Love. She's really, really a wonderful human. So please look her up, check her out. She's got a website. So I've got some blankets. So I'm just sitting. You can sit in a chair to do this. I have my mat out, mainly just because I like the contrast of the color of the mat against the wood. But also, we're going to do a couple of things. I think forward folds are really helpful with neck tension. But we'll just start with some simple seated stuff. So you can sit in any way you want. If you cross your legs, cross the uncomfortable way. You know what I mean? Like cross in the way that you don't normally cross. Oh God, it's so uncomfortable. But it's okay. We learn things when we do this. Okay, that's a little better, I guess. Sorry, just taking my time getting in my seat. That feels okay. All right, so sit up tall. You know, move the fleshy parts out from your sits bones so that you can sit like right on the center of your pelvis. You're not slumped under. You're not sticking out. You're just like right in the middle. You feel like really grounded in your seat. And then try to lift everything up away from that seat. So I think something that helps a lot with that awareness, building that awareness, is like feeling balanced joint space. So like if we're talking about the spine and all the joints in your spine, can you imagine you are hanging up and away from the ground instead of like letting gravity, you know, take you down, right? Like gravity is holding you to the ground, obviously. But what if there's also an upward force? So like your hips are holding on to whatever it is you're sitting on, but then everything else is hanging away from it. So do you notice how that uses maybe less effort, but at the same time, it's just a different kind of awareness of that effort? So really try to feel for like the up and down, the column of energy, you know, and try to think of like all those joints that are together. We want to balance the amount of space between all of those joints. That way all the muscles can work with as little effort as possible. And you stack this structure in your skeleton, and it's, you know, really working efficiently. So with that in mind, with that sitting up, you know, long and tall, I want you to just look side to side. That's it. Really, really simple. And, you know, when you look over your shoulder, kind of see what the range of motion is that you have. But do it with as little effort as possible. So you're not like straining, you're not forcing it. And try to use your eyeballs too, you know, when you look side to side, like try to look, you know, imagine that maybe I'm going to be able to look all the way behind me. And, you know, like when you feel resistance, pause, breathe, maybe go a little further, maybe not. But keep feeling for that up and down energy with your spine from your pelvis to your skull. Like you're hanging towards the ceiling, you're hanging towards the sky, hanging away from the ground. And just side to side a couple more times. Ooh. Pay attention, gaining awareness. Try to keep your jaw released the whole time. Let your tongue just like fall in the jaw. Okay, so now let's go at an angle. And when you go at an angle, I want you to still think about the balanced joint space, right? So like if we're talking about I wish I could have like a cool graphic come in and you could like see your neck and all the joints in your neck. So like as you lean over, you're still pulling up from center. And as you go side to side, like keep space on the side that you're leaning into, just as much, you know, so you're not collapsing into it. You're keeping that room and you're going up and over it. So I'm thinking more up as I go over to the side than I am anything else. Like I'm imagining the roof of my mouth, like going ooh, up and over. Feel for all the subtleties that are making that happen. There's so many muscles in your neck. Oh my God. I mean, we have so many muscles in our body. We have so many joints. There's so much going on. And like, especially your neck spine muscles, or I mean, your neck spine joints are like little. And they're really hypermobile, so it's easy to get funky in there. Okay, so now we're gonna go like tuck and arch, but especially this one. Pay very close attention, go slow. I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see the side of my head while we do that. Okay, so is that it? Okay, so when you tuck your chin, don't just drop your head. Like I'm really trying to stretch the back side of the joints of my spine. Yeah. So pull your chin in and stretch your ears away from your shoulders. So my shoulders are going down, the backs of my ears are lifting up. And I'm tucking my chin in. So I'm using like everything across the front here to open the back side of the joints of the spine. Okay, so now the front side of the joints of the spine. So keep length, don't just collapse, right? Keep length in your neck, pull your shoulder blades down, lift your ears up, lift your chin up, lift your nose up. So you're not gonna collapse and drop your head back. You're gonna stretch your ears up and stretch your nose up and away from your face. And then the other way. We're going to rotate back and forth, stretching the back side, tuck the chin, stretch the back side of the joints of the spine. And now stretching the front side, back side, squeezes together, front side opens up. Less is more for sure. Feel for the little nuances, the little subtleties that are happening. And if at any time you're like, oh my God, that feels so good, like stay there. Stay there and breathe into that, you know? And if you never feel like that, send me an email. Like, let's talk. I might be able to help. I'm sorry that I'm so sniffly. It sounds awful, but I feel okay. It really is the word. Okay, so now we will add our arms to this. I'm gonna turn again. So just a little extra. Put one hand out to the side. So remember, it's up and over, right? Let your the weight of your hand gently pull away from the opposite hand. So it's more up. I'm like pulling like at a diagonal. And I'm not even really pulling. I'm just kind of like putting a little bit of weight, a little bit of opposition. And the whole time, take big breaths for sure. Your breath is so helpful. And using sound can really help too. Like a sigh or a hum. And so when you're doing this side to side, right, like do you see this diagonal from my head to my right hand? Or, you know, whatever hand this looks like it is. It probably looks like it's my left hand. Right, so I'm reaching two things away from each other, and I'm just adding my arm to give it a little extra. And then take your arm off first before you pick it back up. Really gentle, You know what I mean? Like, you're never forcing, you're never rigid, you're never pulling yourself around. Like, you can be that way in other things in your life if you want to, okay? Not while you're stretching, especially your neck, okay? All right, so now we're gonna go at an angle. So bring your chin towards one of your armpits, and then put your hand on the back of your head and just give it a gentle pull. Belly breath, use a little sound. Take your hand off. Then bring your chin up. Another side. Gently take your hand off, pick your chin away from your chest, go slow. Back to center. Nice. Okay, cool. So we'll do a little bit of forward folding and see how that goes. All right. So I'm actually going to use one of these blankets for the forward fold. I'm going to put it under my heels. Oh, sorry. So gross. Just for a little extra lift. Make sure your feet are hip width distance apart. You can measure 2 fists in between them. And then try to bend your knees so your belly goes on your thighs, your chest goes on your knees, and just hang. And let's see. We do have a chair. Hold on. So folding chairs could be helpful. Any chair could be helpful. Something to let your head rest on. So I'm going to move this under here, right? So feet are hips width distance apart. Just let my head rest on the chair. And so that might be way too short. Like, I can obviously hang much lower than that, but like, it can be really nice to hang in a forward fold, just loosen your head and your neck, loosen your arms, just give yourself a little bit of support, extra support with a chair. Ultimately, I don't really feel like I need that because, well, I've been doing yoga for a really long time, so I can hang in a forward fold for a long time and feel really okay with it. But if it doesn't feel good for you to hang in a forward fold, try to, give yourself a count, and like maybe do it for 10 breaths and then slowly come out of it. You can grab for opposite elbows. You can grab for opposite ankles. You can grab for opposite elbows behind your knees. The whole time you're just trying to loosen your head, your neck, and your shoulders. You can weave your hands between your legs. Press your palms into your shins. So your forearms make an X. You can see that. I'll show you from the back. Ultimately, I think the best one is just grabbing for opposite elbows and letting it hang, or interlacing the fingers at the nape of your neck and letting it hang. Again, we're not pulling, we're just trying to like completely release, We're just like trying to feel our feet, keep that little bend in the knees and stay really loose. Take big breaths and feel gravity just kind of like washing you down in the opposite direction. And then if you need a break, you can put your elbows on your thighs, take a little break. Use breath, use a sigh, use a hum. Just keep giving yourself a chance to feel it out again and again. Continuously just letting go. And imagine, like, you know, where your breath goes. So, if I'm hanging in a fold, I'm going to inhale and breathe up my back to my legs, and exhale down the back of my spine. So, inhale up my legs, exhale down. And, you know, as soon as you start to get into your mind, deepen your breath. Because your mind does a really good job of taking you to worry, taking you to fear, taking you to judgment, taking you to labeling, like, oh, my legs feel this a lot. Oh, this doesn't, you know, I feel dizzy. I feel like whatever, like my thighs are burning, you know, this or that, whatever your mind is thinking. But then usually your breath can calm you down, you know? So like take a big belly breath, let out a sigh, and you might be able to stay a little longer. And if you can't quiet your mind down, well then yeah, take a break for a second. You know, maybe squat down, put your hands down, put your feet down. But really challenge yourself to use your breath. Use your breath to calm yourself down, use your breath to let go. Use your breath to release, use your breath to de-stress, use your breath to focus. Yeah, you'll slowly come out of it. So just let yourself squat down. Come down to your knees, come down to a seat. And then my suggestion for the last little bit would be to lay on your belly and just look side to side. So just put that out of the way a little bit. This way. So there's one cheek on the mat. Arms out like a cactus. And you could bring your leg out as well if you'd like. So super gentle stretch. And really like what does it is staying and using your breath and really observing the floor and everything that's touching the floor and trying to completely release into it. And you know, this is a nice one to do in your bed too. So everything that's touching your bed, you just completely release into it. With every exhale, you let go more. You're just like melting that, like, the thing that's separating your skin from the floor, like it just dissolves. You just let go. Every breath. And then you'll rest in the middle. So straighten your leg out, put your hands under your forehead. Just give yourself a no, shake your head no. And then the other side. So I lied, we'll do one more thing. So come up to your elbows. Sphinx pose. Pull your shoulders down and away from your ears, and that same thing that we did before, where you tuck your chin and stretch the back of your neck. And then keep pushing down into your elbows. Pull your shoulders down. Lift your ears away from your shoulders. Lift the roof of your mouth away from your jaw. Let your jaw relax. And now see if you can make circles with that whole thing. So super smooth. Keeping a lot of space in your neck the whole time. Don't collapse into your arms. Keep pressing the floor away. Keep the shoulders down and away from the ears the whole time. Change the direction of your circles. Keep releasing your jaw the whole time. Feel all those subtleties. Keep releasing your butt, your legs. Awesome. And then go back down and rest with your hands on your forehead for a couple breaths. Big belly breaths. Release your legs. Release your butt. Release your arms, your shoulders. When you do come out of it, just go slow, pay attention to how you're moving all the time. Not just while you're doing yoga, all the time. Okay, well, I hope you have a great day. I hope this helped. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much. Subscribe to my channel if you, subscribe to my channel, donate if you can, and tell your friends. That's what I'm trying to remember to say every time. Subscribe to my channel, tell your friends, and donate if you can. There's buttons for all that on there. Thank you. Have a good one.